Recording in progress.
Good evening. Let's go ahead, everybody. So we have covered majority of the parts of invoice. Okay. We've also covered a little bit of bill of supply. When do we require much bill of supply? A person when he is not liable, when he is not supplying taxable goods, that time he has to issue bill of supply. Otherwise, compose your this which dealer? Composition dealer, है ना? Composition scheme. Under again in that scheme, he is not allowed to charge any taxes. So his बच्चों invoice will be called as bill of supply. Yes, चलिए. So or also बच्चों if there is the dealer is exclusively in supplying exempt goods or other services, again that also we can call it as bill of supply. Then what is delivery challan बच्चों? Any kind of movement of goods without actual supply, है ना? I hope now you're understanding what do you mean by actual supply. The supply is not yet finalized, or बच्चों the goods amounts is not yet finalized because it can be a liquefied gas also, remember, or a job contract, repairs also for the purpose of repairs also, correct? So as long as it is not a supply and the goods are moving, for that you will be moving it along with the delivery challan. Then CKD, STD, SKD also we have covered, or you can say installments also. On that question is asked, when actually the invoice is sent बच्चों in the first delivery or last delivery? The actual original invoice is sent in which delivery? If the movements are in parts or installments, all of you tell me. In the last delivery, correct? In the last installment, bachcho, the original invoice is also sent. Okay? Yes, Nitin, correct. Yes, Indrajit. Okay, let's go ahead. So, credit and debit notes. Okay, interesting. Credit and debit notes. All right. A makes a bachcho supply to B. Okay, everybody? Now, let us say there are two things. In simple language, I'll tell you. When the quantity goods does not match with the invoice price, with the invoice amount or invoice value, okay? Let us say, again I'm giving you just example, okay? A bachcho prepared an invoice, and whatever maybe the other things, but let us say the quantity he said was 100 in the invoice. In the invoice. Fine till all of you? Alright. This invoice was sent to B. Yes or no? So this invoice is sent to bachcho B. But when B took the delivery of the goods, that time he found out that actual quantity is 90. Hi Anna. Everybody, is it okay till here? Actual quantity is 90. Is it okay, everybody? Fine. What will bachcho, which kind of document in this case can A give to B? What do you think? Debit note or credit note? Everyone answer. Khushbu, Akshay, Mansi, what do you think? Understood the example? A made an invoice of 100 quantity. He sent the 100 quantity. Okay? But actual goods were only of 90. है ना? The actual delivery of goods is only 90 quantity. So what will bachcho A issue to B? Let us say B paid through the invoice. B paid entire amount of 100 quantity. Okay? A will bachcho issue to B credit note. Yes or no? A will bachcho send to be a credit note saying that you have credit. You have credit with me. है ना? Are you getting my point? Of 10 items. That means use this credit note in future, and against that credit note I will give you 10 quantity because you have already paid me. Let us say you have already paid me for the quantity of 100, but I actually delivered you 90, so you still have credit. You have credit. You have balance. Okay, balance means what? You have a right to claim more 10 goods from me. Understood? One more example I'll give you. If you go to any small mall, small shop, है ना, fashion street, etc., है ना, there are lots of shops, but shops, है ना, you might have gone. You go and check out the dresses and tops and jeans, whatever. Let us say, let me write down, draw a t-shirt. Okay, let me write down the word here: buyer and seller. You liked a t-shirt or top or whatever it is. You said this price, that price bargaining happened, but there was no trial room. So and whatever you that time you could not check it in detail, and you brought it out. You bought it at home, but you checked at home and then the size was not fitting properly. Okay, shopkeeper had said no exchange, no refund, etc. Or especially but you had said no refund, है ना? But you are not happy with the material and etc. You already made the payment and you brought it at home, but you checked there is some defect or there is some problem. The color is different at home. You're checking it out, or it is not fitting you properly. You went back to the shopkeeper next day or whatever. Okay, everybody. And then you said this is the problem. He said, sir, we don't refund, but we don't refund. He said, same amount. If you want, take something in exchange. You check there again stock. There is nothing you like. So he said, you also saying, I know you don't have anything else in stock, and I don't like this item. So what to do? Okay. Has already but this buyer already made payment or no? Has already made payment. Okay. But his goods, so you don't like, so you keep it with him only. To like keep the goods with you. I don't want it as it is, and you don't have anything else also which I can take right now. So the shopkeeper said, okay, since you have already made me payment, come tomorrow or day after or after a week when we get a new stock. Okay? So you go away, let us say. But what proof do you have that you've already made payment to him? है ना? He will again issue you a credit note. Is it okay, everybody? He said, take this credit note, bring it anytime, 1 week or 2 weeks after that, and you check in from a new stock. From that, if you like, against this credit note, you take your item. No problem. Clear, Delia? This is again a very much practical case. Yes, Delia? If bachcho, now pay attention. I'll just keep the same example here also. Okay? A made a supply to B. The contract was of 100 quantity. The invoice was of 100. But basically because of some driver's error or you can say clerical error or bachcho transporter's error. The transporter bachcho delivered something extra also of somebody else along with this delivery. He took 10 items out of some other customer and put it here extra. B got bachcho delivery and B also took delivery of 10 items extra. Is it okay? B took bachcho delivery of 110 items. The contract was for 100 items. The invoice is for 100 items. And B has already, let us say, made advance payment of 100 items. Are you getting my point? But B took bachcho delivery of 110 items. Now, here B is not issue A credit note. But what can A issue to B? Which note now? Debit note. Debit means now you have balance. Now here also I am using the word balance. But you have payable balance, bachcho, that is debit note. And you have a receivable balance, that is bachcho, credit note. From you, if I have to receive me, that is debit note. And if at all you can recover from me, that is bachcho credit note. हाँ या ना? अरे समझा? बोलो हाँ. Clear till here? So now understand in a way. Now try to understand. Debit note is as good as, this is a little bit tough for you to understand, but try. Debit note is bachcho as good as invoice. Because I am creating liability on the next party, on the other party of 10 items. Hi Anna. I had contracted for 100 items. I got money for 100 items, but delivery was of 110 items. So I am going to create liability on the next party, no, for 10 items extra. Are हाँ या ना? So creating of liability, or I am telling the other party that you have to make me payment of 10 items. That is bachcho. Because that invoice is already done. That invoice and delivery is already done, but we have done something extra. So against that invoice, I am issuing a debit note. Did you understand? So debit notes and credit notes are bachcho supplementary instruments, है ना, to the original invoice. It can be purchase or sales or whatever. Clear till here? One example I had seen, okay. There was something again, a company. I'm not telling you from my practical experience. There was a company. We were the consultant, some tax consultant of that company. And we said, your earlier old auditor, I'm using some, let us say, consultant. has not done the work properly. He should have done this, he should have done that, etc. Something. Okay. Basically, there was a contract. Okay. That you should have checked this, you should have checked that. Something happened. So company was little bit, you can say, angry that you've taken money from us. You have done this XYZ work, but you have not fulfilled whatever you had promised, or there is some deficiency in your work. And we have made you enter payment. You have given us invoice, I have made you enter payment. We will send you a debit note. Okay. I'm getting my point. You will send you a debit note. So basically, whenever you want to make the other party liable to make payment to you, you are sending out bacho debit note. And when you have a balance, or you have to pay to the other party, you are issuing a, or what will be issued bacho, credit note. Yes, still here? Fine. Chalo. So credit and debit notes are bacho obviously related to a main invoice. Keep that in mind. Chalega? So issuance of credit note. During the course of trade and commerce, after invoice has been issued, there can be many cases. Now, obviously, but there is a purchase department, there is a sales department. You might have heard there is a purchase department also, quality control, this and that. You know, in a big, large company, there are hundreds of people involved. There can be miscommunication, there can be wrong entry, there can be manual entry while punching some details. You know, the goods may be correct, but invoice details may be wrong. That is very much possible. You know? Or it can be vice versa also. Invoice is correct, the goods delivered are wrong. Okay, chalo. Now, after issuing of the invoice, what can happen? The supplier has wrongly declared a value which is more than the actual value of goods or services provided. Check. Let me write down here actual. Yes, still here? And here invoice. Is it okay, everybody? All of you? What are they saying? Declared value which is more than the actual value. Invoice is of 200. Hi, Anna Bacho. And delivery is of 150. What will we issue? Credit note. Who to who? Supplier to buyer. Hi, Anna. Credit note. Seller to buyer. Correct, Ilya? Can I go ahead? The supplier has erroneously declared a higher tax rate than what is applicable for the kind of goods. Basically, you recovered more or no from the other party. If you recovered more from the other party, then you are giving him credit. That is, you can recover back from me. Clear, Ilya? So these examples are more, okay? Are important, okay? The quantity received by recipient is less than what is declared in the tax invoice. Same example. This can be bacho in rupees, or this can be in quantity. Okay, so one and the same thing. Akshay, okay? Or look at this point. The quality bacho is not correct or good. The quality of goods and services both supplied is not up to the satisfaction of the recipient. Okay. Again, apples, same thing. Some apples are of good quality, some apples are of bad quality, or not in the same grade. So you want to cancel the contract for some quantity of apples. Correct? He mixed good quality with bad quality, or with A grade apples with B grade apples, something like that. Okay? So he said, I don't want others. You can take back those goods or whatever it is. Right? Thereby necessitating a partial or a total reimbursement of the invoice value and any other similar reasons. Clear, Ilya? So understand always when to issue credit note. Chalega? Chalo. In order to regularize these kind of situation, the supplier is allowed to issue a document called as credit note to the recipient. Once the credit note is issued, the tax liability of the supplier will reduce. Understand, very important now. Credit note issued. Tax liability to increase or decrease? Tell me. Bolo bachcho. Decrease. Clear, Ilya? Similarly, that's why just some time back I had discussed with you that debit note was as good as invoice, raising an invoice. Hi, Anna. Please write down this. This is important. Correct. So with debit note बच्चों, your tax liability increases. Write down this करो, चलो.
Recording stopped.
Correct. Credit note can be considered as a liability or a refund. That's why the liability reduces.
Recording in progress.
Done till here? Supplier, Indrajit, supplier. I'm talking from supplier's point of view. Okay? Done, everybody? The credit note is again a convenient and legal method by which the value of the goods or service in the original tax invoice can be amended or revised. One of the easiest way. Okay, debit note and credit note. You don't have to revise the invoice, but you are amending by sending a debit or credit note. Amending the transaction. The issuance of credit note easily allows the supplier to decrease his tax liability without requiring him to undertake any tedious process of refunds. That means you already paid a lots of money. See now, check here. Invoice and actuals. The buyer paid, let us say on this amount. Hi Anna. Have you not recovered much extra or don't tell me? Unnecessarily you have recovered more from the buyer and you have paid also to the government now. A proper system in place means this only. You recovered more based on 200 and then you have paid to the government also. But here actually later on found out that you have taken more from the buyer. So by issuing the credit note here of 50 rupees, in this example 50 rupees, proportionate bachcho tax will also get reduced. The GST department or the law recognizes that. Okay, that yes, you have issued a credit note. Clear till here? So it is not invoice on invoice. That buyer will again send an invoice on me of 50 rupees. It is not like that. Are you getting my point? Just to nullify the transaction doesn't mean the buyer bachcho will raise an invoice on me again of 50 rupees. Clear till here? Understood? So for that I will issue a credit note. Okay, credit. Chalega? Okay. Sure. 34.1. Provides that where one or more tax invoices have been issued for supply of goods or services both, and the taxable value or the tax charge in it is more than the actual one, है ना? Or where the goods supplied are returned. Oh, check na, important. Or goods supplied are returned by the recipient. You raise an invoice, sent for delivery. Buyer says no, I don't want this delivery. Whatever may be the reasons, है ना? In a way, the transaction gets cancelled, but you have raised an invoice. Okay? E-invoice again. All remember now, e-invoice, etc. Everything. You have raised an invoice, bacho. It goes directly to the. It can go to the department directly, na? Or where goods or services both supplied are found to be deficient, the registered person who has supplied, bacho, may issue the recipient one or more credit notes. One or more credit notes. Underline this that also. For supplies made in a financial year containing the prescribed details. Okay. So you can issue one or more credit notes also. So here we are also going to have bacho concept of consolidated credit notes. Even that we are going to see. Okay. Conso means consolidated. It is important to note that credit notes are not permitted to be issued in case of a secondary discounts. That means giving some discount to the next party. See, ultimate. Where is it? So you can't say like that. That agreement was of 200, है ना बच्चों? And then later on you want to give him a discount and make it 150 after the issuing of invoice. Understand, very important in GST law. Once the invoice has been raised, you can't give a discount, or even if you give, bachcho, that will not be valid, or that will not be considered, or that will not be able to reduce the taxable value. Okay, till all of you? Are you understanding what I'm telling you? Once the invoice has been issued, after that, bachcho, no discounts. Clear? So credit note cannot be issued as a kind of a discount, or you can say method or a measure of discount. Not allowed. Okay. So credit notes बच्चों cannot be, important again, permitted to be issued in case of a secondary discounts. Okay. Check. Secondary discounts are discounts which are not known. This we are going to do in the chapter of value of supply. We are going to do that. Okay. So secondary, just for the sake of information, I'm telling you, secondary discounts are those discounts which are not known at the time of supply, or are offered after the supply is already over. These discounts, this we'll do it in the chapter of value of supply only, okay? These discounts are not excluded from the value of supply, okay? Basically, even if you give discounts after supply, tax liability does not change. Tax liability will not be reduced, okay? Check here. The tax liability of the supplier does not get reduced. Let me give you an example. I think some of you are still having a trouble. Invoice was of 100. Okay, invoice is of 100. Deal agreement, everything is of 100 only. Correct? You sent invoice of 100. You gave but to delivery also. And at the time of delivery, etc., there is some agreement that yes, let us give some discount of 20. You can do that. Okay, you can do that, bacho. Clear? Nobody can dictate how to run your business. You want to give 100 rupees discount, give it, no problem. Okay, you will get 80 rupees, but understand, what was the amount shown on invoice? 100. So tax, bacho, will be levied on 100. It was already levied on 100. Okay, here, bacho, the tax liability will not change. Means what? You cannot say the tax is on 80 rupees only. No. Government said, or the law says, once issued the invoice, after that if you give discount, we don't recognize that. Normally, again, there are again cases in that, exception and all, that is separate thing. Understood? So in this case, okay, it cannot be used like that to give a discount. The liability bacho does not change. Okay? So nobody is stopping you, pay attention, from giving discount after supply, okay? But that will not result in reduction of tax liability. Is it okay, everybody? Means even if you get 80 rupees from the buyer, okay, we will be paying bacho taxes on 100 rupees only. If you wanted, now pay attention. This example again will come in the next other chapter. If you wanted to do that, you should have given the discount earlier itself at the time of supply. Clear earlier? Then it was okay that tax was levied on 80 rupees. Understood, everybody? Fine. So issuance of debit note. Opposite. You made a more supply. Hi, na bacho? Yeah, obviously. Yeah. 99% cases, obviously, what will happen? Is there a lag?
Recording stopped.
Is net down? Hey Bhagwan. All okay, na? I should try something for this. Should I try? Okay, I'll try that, but okay. I thought there is some lag or something. Okay. All okay, na? In YouTube it is not coming clear cut. And the software also shows. Okay, maybe possible, whatever. Okay, we'll try that in some time. Okay. Chalo.
Recording in progress.
Debit note bacho, exactly opposite. Okay. Invoice and actuals are not matching. है ना? So I'm writing bacho invoice and actuals. Now bacho, when will you issue debit note? Invoice is of 100. Actuals is of 120. Understood or no? Delivery. Yes. Actuals are more. Yes, very good, Indrajit. Yes, still here? Same thing. Or invoice is undervalued. You can write on that. Invoice is undervalued. By any reason. Tax rate is lower. Hi, Anna. You supplied more, whatever it can be. Check. So again, star mark the reasons. You should know. You can write down these examples, think from your logic, you make your own points. है ना? Nobody is stopping you, literally. I do that in maths also. Okay? I randomly take random numbers in maths also. Let us put some number. I want to find x or r or n. I just take some random number and check the logic. Achha, is my maths fitting or no? Is my maths isn't correct as per rules or no? So that is okay. You make your own rules also. Rules means whatever helps you to understand. That is completely okay. Okay? That we call a mnemonics, memory technique. There is no uniform rule. You can do anything, bachcho. You have been audited, but Caro you have, na, Mansi, hai na? In Caro, so many clauses you have to remember, hai na? So all the memory techniques are there, okay? So it's completely okay. Anyways, where are we? Debit note. So supplier has erroneously declared a value which is less than the actuals. Value, bachcho, is less than the actuals. Then supplier has erroneously declared a lower tax rate than again whichever is applicable. Then what is applicable? The quantity received is more than the order is declared in the tax invoice. Same thing. Okay, the supplier is allowed to issue a document called as debit note. But your debit note will increase or decrease the liability? Tell me now. Debit note will increase or decrease the liability? Sure. Let's go ahead, everybody. Again, for one or more tax invoices issued. Okay, and again, all the reasons are given to you. Fine, till here? You can but issue one or more debit notes in a financial year. Okay, that is completely okay. Star mark. Debit note will now but increase the liability of the supplier. Okay. Check here. The debit note which allows the supplier to pay his enhanced increased tax liability. What are you issuing? Tell me. When you're going to take money, tell me, bacho. All of you reply. When you're going to take money from the other party, debit note. When you have extra money with you and you want to give him credit, that is credit note. Okay, chalo. Details of debit note or credit note to be declared in return. Okay, chalo. Ready? Any registered person who issues a credit note in relation to supply of goods or services both shall declare details of such credit note in the return, GST return you are talking about. Okay? For the month during which such credit notice has been issued. Okay? Not later than. This will be a little bit tricky for you because we have not yet covered GST return. Okay? But not later than September following the end of the financial year in which such supply was made. I'll tell you one simple thing. Income tax return, when do you file? During the financial year or after the financial year? After. Same logic here. Okay, bachcho? So same logic. September, okay? Return bachcho for the month of, check here. Return for the month during which such credit note has been issued. Sorry. Or for the month of September. Following the end of the financial year. In which a supply is made. That means oh god. Supply is of November 22. Okay. Fine. You issued बच्चों credit note in December 22. आ भी नहीं रहा यार वो shit. Okay, December 22 credit note. By when? Maximum. This is the minimum time ना. You issued बच्चों credit note in the month of December. So I'm writing a बच्चों example minimum. God. निकल गया भाई. Sorry. Minimum बच्चों return of December 22. Off I'm writing, okay? Okay. When you issued it, you should bachcho in December, correct? So whenever you will file return for December 22, okay? But maximum return of September 23. Understood or no? That is the last time you have, okay? Or earlier of September 23, return of September 23. That is the first point. Second, annual return. Annual return filing date, okay? So, for example, what we had supply? Actual supply month. You can write an example if you want. Credit note issued December 22. है ना? What am I writing here, बच्चों? Credit note declared in GST return. Okay, GST obviously return. When can you do it, bachcho? At the earliest, return of December 22. But maximum by when? Maximum, bachcho, by earlier of. Write down, bachcho, examples. Actual supply November 22. September 23. That is September 23. Yes. Next year. What, why, how? I'll tell you all of that. Okay.
Recording stopped.
Ask me doubts, no problem. Obviously. Okay. Can you go ahead, everybody? God. अच्छा लिखो लिखो लिखो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Oh, God. हो गया? अक्षय हो गया? Okay.
Recording in progress.
This much to you, I hope you understood that credit note, bachcho, credit note, no, is going to decrease your liability, so you have to show it in the return. Okay. If you issued bachcho itself in December 22, the earliest period is what? Return of December 22. Return of December 22. Okay, everybody. And for all the GST returns, you can make the small changes. Amendment, bachcho. There is a time period given. Okay. That maximum. Pay attention. We were dealing with which financial year, bachcho? In a way revised, just like in income tax we have considered a revised return. Okay, even that bachcho can be revised maximum by earlier of return of September 23, because normally bachcho either monthly or quarterly you are filing returns. Let me just keep with monthly returns only. Okay, every month you are filing returns. Are you getting my point? So for 1 month's change you can do, or amendment you can do in the next return. Are you getting my point, everybody? Understood? A bouncer, there is some change I want to do, there is a mismatch, or some invoices are missing, or were late, or whatever it is, and I want to show that in the financial year. So every month's bachcho return, if there is something missing or some problem or some errors, I can rectify that in the next month's return. There is no concept of revision of already filed returns. The amendments, whatever you want to carry on or carry out, that can be done only in the subsequent return. Now return bachcho in GST we are filing normally monthly. Okay or no, everybody? So check. Let's just for the sake of example understand. November, December, Jan, Feb, March, etc. Okay, everybody? Every month bachcho we are filing returns. Hai na? So here my actual original sale was supply was of November. Was of November. Hai na? So that return I already filed. Then I bachcho issued a credit note. Hi Anna. So the credit note belongs to for the supply made in the month of November or no? Tell me this. Everybody, all of you. The supply month is which one? Everyone tell me. The supply month is which one? November. Agreed? Credit note issued. Credit note issued is December. So one basic thing to we understand, both of them were of separate months. Separate months. Hi Anna. So in a way, bachcho, you are amending the data of November by putting details of credit note in the next GST return. This much you understood or no? What am I telling you? Again, I'll repeat. Once I have filed my November's return, okay, I can't go back and change this one. I cannot. None of the returns, but once the return are filed, you can't go back and change them. But you have to do some rectification. Then what will you do? You'll rectify it. No problem. Rectification is allowed. But you need to carry it out in the next return, whichever next return you can file. Understood or no? बोलो. थोड़ा थोड़ा समझो, थोड़ा थोड़ा. Because we are not yet dealing or doing the GST return chapter, so ठीक है. Fine, no issues. See, at times you may not have all the data, so that's why you're doing accounting in the next month. You know, some invoice are there on 31st, but 31st it is available, but you have not done accounting, so you show it in the next month. That is also okay. That is also completely fine. Okay, so basically 1 month's change you can do it in the next month's also. Fine till all of you. So accordingly or normally then, so tell me, for a financial year, by when you can make the changes, you can make the any changes for this financial year's data, okay, financial 2023 in this example, up to the return filing date of September 23. That means after the year is over. That means 6 months after the year is over. September 23 is obviously what is in which financial year? September 23. September 23 is in financial year 23-24. है ना? Is it okay? So any changes of this year, बच्चों, you can do maximum by, okay, September of next year's return. Okay, return belonging to September of next year, next financial year. Is it okay? Or annual return. Now here, बच्चों, this is literally your final return. Annual return filing date, whichever is earlier. Whichever is earlier. Means what? Try to understand. If I file, we are doing for which financial year right now? For example, we are doing bachcho for financial 2023. Okay. If I file my bachcho annual return in July 23, what is my last date, bachcho, for making changes? Any changes for financial year 22-23? It will be July 23. If I file, understand now. If I file my annual return in November 23, what will be my last month in which I can make the changes for 22-23? September 23. Correct. Fine till here? Obviously, you may have doubt. So, what's the due date of GST annual return? It is 9 months from the end of the financial year. That is बच्चों December 23. For financial year 22-23, December 23. समझा या ऊपर से गया? Understood about, sir? I'll repeat, no problem. ठीक है. Pay attention. This story, did you understand? You can make changes of November and December. Wait, pay attention. You can make changes of November in December. What if you realize, but after 2-3 months, you have to issue debit note, credit note? After 2-3 months, possible, na? Or there's a litigation happening. Litigation, you understand? Litigation. Buyer and supplier are in, you can say, disagreement. है ना? So there is no payment, nothing. And they reach settlement later on, after 2-3 months. So the supply, original supply was of November. And you issued a debit note or credit note in any of the next months. So amendment I can do for a month in the subsequent month's return also. Is it okay till here? The reason being, whatever is filed cannot be changed. So when can you change? In the subsequent returns. This story, are you understanding? This much you understood. Why? I mean, you may not, what you can say, you may not be convinced, but that is the process of GST law. Okay, that returns cannot be revised, but you can carry out rectifications in the subsequent returns, because every year you are filing 12 returns, so that is okay. Clearly, you can't go back and change the data. Okay, this much I think you are complete. If I don't your March, it is, I'm talking of financial 22-23. Okay, so even now you can check if there is issues with the month of March. है ना? Your file return, by when will you can rectify? You will have to do it subsequently. Correct till here? That is what we are discussing. Okay, so the question is, by when? By when maximum? Okay, it is बच्चों earlier of. Tell me what? Earlier of what? Return of September. Common sense now. But September or the next financial year. Okay, September 23. समझा? Or annual return filing date of financial year 22-23. Okay till here also? Fine, everybody till here? So now I'll give you some examples. My due date. Okay, now again some more information I'm giving you. Annual return. Okay, I can file by December 23. I'm writing about December 23. That is my due date of annual return. Is it okay? In income tax, what we have? July, October, December, November also, whatever we have. Yes or no? Clear till all of you? Similarly here, annual return I am filing बच्चों by December. Is it okay? Completely okay? Okay. So all the changes of 22 23 I can do maximum by earlier of September 23 return or annual return filing date. Now, I'll just give you case 1. Actual annual return filed date. Let me say July 23. You tell me now again. Therefore, for financial year 22 23, है ना, whatever changes I want to do, I can do बच्चों maximum by what? Tell me now. Return for which month or by when? Tell me this. Nitin, Akshay, Kushbu. Are you all there or no? Nitin, answer. Akshay. I have clear cut given here September 23 and annual return, है ना? Annual return date. I will not complicate it further. I am writing return for, correct? Return of July 23. Is it okay, everybody? Fine, Delia? Hi, Anna. And case 2, if I give you same thing, actual annual return file date, let us say November 23. Then what will be the answer? By when maximum you can make the changes? Arey beta, if annual return is filed, common sense now, what more can I tell you now? If annual return is filed before this date, then annual return. If annual return is filed after September 23, then September 23. See, annual return due date is December 20. Due date. Can't I file before due date? Obviously, will I wait for the last day? Not necessarily, na? If required, I can file in June, July, August, September, October, November also, na? April, May, onwards also. So, pay attention. If I file annual return before September 23, then what date? Annual return date. Annual return date. When did I file bacho annual return year? July 23. So, I'm writing July 23. Hi, Anna. All of you. Clear? But if I have filed annual return after September, then bacho return of September. Okay. Okay or no, everybody? Tell me. On a higher side, let us say 6 months after the end of financial year. On a higher side. But you file annual return before, then annual return. Now try to understand, pay attention. How many returns bacho are you filing in the month? Minimum 12 returns. Hi Anna, everybody. From April to March. And the meaning of annual return is bacho, pay attention. The meaning of annual return is, try to understand, final return for the year. The meaning of annual return is what bacho? Final return for the year. Now if it is a final return, understand now. If it is a final return, है ना? That means everything has to be properly reconciled. Everything has to be clearly shown. That is the last chance for doing anything of the changes. Okay. So if I am filing annual return before September 23, therefore annual return. Yes, still here. But if I am filing annual return after September 23, then 6 months maximum is available. That is September 23 only. समझा के नहीं, all of you. Okay or no, all of you? Fine. right? You had written down this, no? This part. Check here again. Again, read this part. Maximum. By when can you make the changes? Check here. Return of September 23 for financial 22-23, okay? Or annual return filing date. हाँ या ना? That is the maximum period by which you can make the changes, okay? If still in doubt, right now keep it temporary. We'll again go back to it because we have to cover it again. It'll come in the chapter of GST returns also, okay? Tell me, bachcho, again maximum what? For a financial year. By maximum, for the financial year. Maximum by what date you can make any kind of rectifications? Earlier of return for the month of September. है ना? Return for the month of September or annual return filing date, whichever is earlier. हाँ या ना? Or annual return filing date, whichever is earlier. We'll see if we have an example or no. We have an example. Okay, we'll be doing that. चलेगा? Let's jump to that only. They have credit note or debit note. We'll finish this theory first. Nothing in theory. We'll do that example. Don't worry. चलेगा? Did you write down this or no? Tell me this. You have this part earlier of theory wise. Okay? चलो ठीक है. The tax liability shall be adjusted in such manner as may be prescribed. However, no reduction in output tax liability of the supplier shall be permitted if the incident of tax and interest on such supplier has been passed on to any other person. We'll see the debit note. Details of debit or credit notes. Okay, check. No format, but still everything similar. Supplier details, nature of document, whether it's a debit note or a credit note. Date of issue of the document, debit note or credit note. This is important because debit or credit note are issued against some original invoice. So details of the original invoice, है ना? So serial numbers and dates of the corresponding invoices to whom that debit or credit note applies. Okay. Check the example. Ready? Chalo. Karthik and Company, registered supplier under GST, provides following information regarding various tax invoices issued by it during the month of March. Chalega? They have not given you the year. Okay, everybody? We'll take it, bachcho. I'm taking a financial year 22-23. है ना? You have this only in income tax only. You have this only na financial year PY 22-23. Correct? So right now we'll keep this example only. March 23. Is it okay, everybody? Bolo हाँ. All of you okay? Wherever required, we'll make the changes. Value of supply charged in invoice number 1 was 2,50,000 against the actual taxable value of 2,30,000. First of all, you will give me the nature of debit or credit note. I mean, which note? All of you tell me. Yes, Nathan, correct. All of you type. Invoice amount 2,50,000, actual value 230. Debit or credit note needs to be issued. All of you others. Debit or credit note. Don't look at the answer. I can't see comments of all of you. Is credit note? Arey haan. Of how much? 20,000. Agree till here? Are you there or not there, bachcho? Tell me. I can't see your comments.
Recording stopped.
All okay ना? I can't see everybody's comment. What happened? कुछ lag हो गया क्या? Is there a lag? तुम्हारे मैसेज आए, सबके नहीं आ रहे. अच्छा, इंद्रजीत इज ऑन यूट्यूब. ओके बेटा. हाँ, अभी आया खुशबू. ठीक है. अक्षय, मानसी, यू कैन ट्राई. अच्छा, इंद्रजीत इज देयर. ओके बेटा. हाँ ठीक है, मानसी गॉट इट. अक्षय ठीक है ना? सो टेल मी, डेबिट और क्रेडिट नोट बच्चों?
Recording in progress.
There is some issue with the chat box also. Something, हाँ. Credit note of 20,000. ठीक है? Now understand. Pay attention now. Do you remember GSTR 1? It was GST return of output supply. हाँ है ना. So GSTR 1 off. Pay attention now. March 23 for invoice number 1 you have already shown 2,50,000. हाँ है ना. You already filed it है ना. Fine. Okay. Invoice number 1. चलो ठीक है. Tax charged on invoice number 4 was 32,000 as against actual tax liability of 68,000 due to wrong HSN code being issued while being chosen while issuing invoice. Debit or credit note. Debit note बच्चों. There is shortfall बच्चों ना of tax liability. हाँ या ना. How much? 42, 52, 62, 72, 36,000 है ना. Is it right? Is it okay everybody? Then value charge in invoice number 8 was 3,20,000 as against the actual value of 420 due to wrong quantity considered. Debit note. Third also बच्चों debit note of rupees 1 lakh. Overall बच्चों my tax liability is increasing or decreasing? What do you think? Overall बच्चों my tax liability is increasing. Debit notes are more. Is it okay? Fine, Delia. Who shall issue a debit or a credit note under CGST? Supplier for various reasons that we will see. है ना? Whether debit or credit notes has to be issued in each of the above circumstances. That we'll have to see. Yes. Okay. Then, what is the maximum time limit available for declaring the credit note in GST return? है ना बच्चों? Now March, let us say बच्चों, March returns are already finalized ना, or already done. Okay, everybody. Fine till here. Or my invoices are already gone also. So let us say minimum, theoretically बच्चों, minimum return for the month of March 23, maximum बच्चों by return of September 23, or it also depends on when have I filed my annual return. Is it okay? That details are not given to you. Okay, everybody? That details are not available. Don't know, correct? So if, very good, Nitin. If the annual return is filed in July 23, then my answer is July 23. If my annual return is filed in November 23, then my answer is September 23 return. Hi Anna, clear till here all of you? Indrajit okay? Good. Let us check the answers. We are on correct track or no? I mean, at least our answers. Shall be issued by registered person who has supplied the goods and or services. That is Karthik and Company. Need to be issued in each of the following situations. First one is credit note, debit note, debit note. Okay, whatever time pass reason they have given you. Okay. The details of credit note cannot be declared later than. It also applies to, okay. Credit note बच्चों, tell me. Credit note increases or decreases your liability? Credit note increases or decreases your liability, है ना? ठीक है? Here बच्चों, you have your time limit, है कि नहीं? Okay, so they have not given you anything for time limit for debit note. Okay, everybody? There is a time limit for credit note and not given for debit note. Done? Cannot be declared later than return for the month of September or the following financial year, obviously, or date of furnishing of annual return, whichever is earlier. चलेगा? All of you okay till here? Sure, let's go ahead. Prohibition of unauthorized collection of tax, star mark. Overall in taxation, income tax, GST or any other tax बच्चों, except government, no one has power to collect taxes. Or except if the government has given power, only then you can collect taxes. Collect taxes, है ना, everybody? Otherwise, it is illegal, right? Let's check. A person who is not a registered person, very important, huh? Very important, shall not collect tax in respect of any supply of goods or services both on any amount by way of tax under this act. Okay, you can't collect GST if you are not registered. Otherwise, it is a big crime. And no registered person shall collect tax except in as per the provision of this GST law. That means if you are registered and collecting tax, then you have to collect tax as per the law only, not more, not less. Okay, everybody. Rutuja is engaged in providing grooming services. She is not registered under GST law. As a turnover. Hello Ria. Good evening. Kahan ho? How are you? Long time. Is not registered under GST law as her turnover is below threshold limit. Rutuja cannot collect tax on the grooming services provided by her as a person who is not registered. Cannot time pass. This is again time pass example. Okay, everybody. Every person who is liable to pay tax for such supply shall prominently indicate in all documents related to assessment, tax invoice, and other like documents. Basically, tax amount will show clear cutly. Okay.
Recording stopped.
और पोरवाल कहाँ पे हो? बीकॉम या क्या चल रहा है तुम्हारा?
Recording in progress.
Okay. Then we come to the one of the last parts of the chapter. This will take time. This will take time, but at least we will begin with today in the today's session. Okay, everybody. Important. Bilgaon. Okay. I'm good. I'm good, Porwal. E-way bill. Just message me on WhatsApp or Telegram, huh, Porwal. E-way bill. Ready, everybody? E-way bill. Section 68 read with relevant rules. Now, have you heard about your octroi? Or local body taxes? Yes, Shalia? Are you all there? They were, in a way, they were part of entry tax. Yes? है ना? So here, when again you will see always a state border. Means all the states, UT, whatever. At border, you will always see some kind of checking. Okay? Because why, bacho? If the goods are not declared, then bacho, they are kind of a smuggled goods. And this obviously happens. I'm not talking about what was the movie? क्या था वो movie? What was that movie? For sandalwood, no? Pushpa. Correct, Ilya? Yeah. Yeah. Then again, yeah, Gujarat is a dry state. Then again, so basically these things you can't bring in that particular state. From, let us say, people here famously from Goa to Karnataka or Goa to Maharashtra, cheaper alcohol, है ना? हाँ. So this is what बच्चों again obviously what I'll say, smuggling. Clear? So here that is the reason now, because we did not have any kind of centralized system and lots of corruption, this and that always happens. Okay, so that's why we needed something uniform as well as electronic. We are going paperless and this and that, digital. So we should have a system that every moving truck, that details are bachcho disclose or that details are available with the system or with the government. So for a quick and easy movement of goods across India. So basically you don't have to wait at every border na, for clarification checking. Bye for a while. You might have seen in bachcho on highways also, or even on expressway, there are 2-3 lanes made for toll charges. The fastest one is which one? Where there is a fast tag scanner. Yes or no? Fast tag. That also concept will come little bit here. What is bachcho fast tag? Okay. Have you realized? Have you checked bachcho fast tag anytime sticker on the vehicle, any vehicle? Do you know fast tag or no? By the way, all of you, tell me. In Maharashtra, I've seen. अरे तेरे इधर मैसेज नहीं होता, दिखता नहीं. Something is problem with today's messaging. Anyways, so bachcho fast tag again is a sticker. So obviously you're putting it over there, but it has again some element in that. That means what? Even if you keep your hands on it, okay, or any kind of cloth also on it, still bachcho, it will automatically it will automatically catch. Okay, the particular whatever scanner is there, it catches the frequency of that sticker. You've gone to a mall, shopping mall, and at the exit, but you see that double at times that what should I call something like a barricade, white color, black color, whatever. That if you go from there and if you have some kind of a item which you should have purchased and not no what you can say no theft है ना, you should not have directly put in your basket, then बच्चों it sounds alarm. हाँ है ना everybody. हाँ, or you have also seen बच्चों security check also है ना, when you pass something through it, it makes a sound. That is all बच्चों, that is all checking of verification. That is your checking radio frequencies only. Frequency, it is checking बच्चों frequencies. Yes, clear all of you. That concept will also come. Okay. Anyways, so for quick and easy movement of goods, so fast tag just now, that's why I'm telling you, is one of the fastest way to move on the highway because quickly scanned and went ahead. Similarly, here also now vehicles need not stop at the borders. They'll be scanned and going ahead. That yes, this truck has moved from this state to that state, or from one location to another location. Real time data is available. है कि नहीं बच्चों? Such a good thing बच्चों also for these things who for petroleum or diesel trucks. है कि नहीं? They will have again they put live tracker also at times in trucks, but again they'll be able to know whether the truck stopped or did not stop anywhere. है कि नहीं? Right? Okay. So for easy and quick movement across India without any problem, all check posts across the country are abolished. But the people who are working in Octroi, their work was gone. Okay. However, in order to monitor the movement of goods, for controlling any tax evasion, no smuggling, e-way bill has been introduced. The name itself means what? Which electronic. Another system, a taxpayer, prior to that means before the movement of goods, via a conveyance. Conveyance means बच्चों vehicle. We generally keep in our mind trucks, but your conveyance बच्चों can be a long that vehicle also, not just truck. Okay, long vehicle. Today I give you example of turbine fan, है ना, that windmill fan. हाँ या ना बच्चों? Clear all of you? So via a conveyance. Yes, clear all of you? Would inform each transaction details to the tax department, obtain an acknowledgement number for having thus informed, and then use this acknowledgement number as a valid document accompanying the vehicle carrying the goods. What did you understand? Basically, taxpayer will inform the department that I am transporting the goods. The department gives you acknowledgement. Okay, we received the details. That acknowledgement, but you will give to whom? Transporter. That is, yes, the goods have been declared to the department. And then, but only then as such, the vehicle can move or should go ahead. Samjha? Everybody, tell me. Okay? The idea is that taxpayer be made to upload the details of each transaction to a common portal through internet, and once uploaded, the common portal would automatically generate a document which can be tracked and verified. Check. Generate a document which can be tracked and verified easily by any stakeholder. Stakeholder means department also, officer also, or anybody else also. है ना? Is it okay? So section 68. So lots of thought process has gone into making of the law. Huh? Says that government may require that person in charge of conveyance. Person in charge of conveyance. Who is the person in charge of a vehicle? What do you think? Driver only, na bachcho. है ना? So, carrying any consignment of goods of value exceeding bachcho, whatever they may prescribe. Okay? He has to carry with him such documents and such devices as may be prescribed. Already clear? Rule 138 bachcho prescribes e-way bill as the document. Okay, so what do you have to carry? E-way bill you have to carry as document to be carried to be carried for the consignment of goods in certain prescribed cases. Finally, yeah? So what is an e-way bill? It is a receipt or a document, whatever you want to call it. It is like an acknowledgement from the department side. Device means it can be mobile also. Earlier, I'll tell you. See, this did not come into picture in 2017. The e-way bill. It came later on. And then earlier you used to print it out and stick it on the windshield. Windshield, you understand, no? On the screen of the screen, windshield only. Okay, internally, like a big QR code or a big that barcode. You have a barcode, that one, so that anybody can scan it. And now, as of today, you can also put a fast tag, and under that fast tag you can put the e-way bill details also automatically. Okay, or you can just carry the e-way bill number, just carry with you. The on SMS is also okay now these days. That is, this is the e-way bill number, so the officer can just put the number and check it, that whether the details are correct or not. Okay, so it is a receipt or a document issued by a carrier giving details of the instructions relating to the shipment of a consignment of goods, and details include, okay, giving details and instruction about the shipment. Details means what, bachcho? Who is the supplier, who is the recipient, है ना? Consignor, consignee, point of origin and destination, as well as route, which all areas you are going to go through. Okay, is it Delhi to Pune via what? Madhya Pradesh or Indore, or via Kolkata? That entire which is route or journey has to be, well, as in the details has to be put over there. Okay, is it a direct route, or you're making 2-3 stops? Now, because in a single vehicle, it is very much possible that you're putting 2-3 destinations items together. If your truck is not fully loaded and you have on the way some items to be delivered, that also you can put in one vehicle. There can be 2, what you can say, destinations also for one particular vehicle. Are you getting my point or no? So let us say from Delhi some goods are being moved by road. The first delivery bachcho you want to do in Gujarat, and second delivery bachcho you want to do in Karnataka. Possible in the same truck. Clear or no? So origin Delhi, destination Karnataka via Gujarat. Understood? Fine. So e-way bill is a compliance mechanism wherein by way of a digital interface online, the person causing movement of goods. This I will explain again. Okay, and this we have to see in detail. The person because of whom the goods are moving uploads the relevant details before the commencement of the movement. Technical language, legal language, but common sense is what? Before you start movement of goods, before that you should inform the department. Okay, that e-way bill is generated and generates e-way bill on GST portal. In other words, it is electronic benefits. Basically, elimination of state boundary checkposts. Okay, faster movement. That is true. That is true. Okay, faster movements. Why, bachcho? If understand, a truck is moving from 2-3 borders, state borders, and at every border, if it is going to take 2 to 3 hours for checking, now why 2 to 3 hours? Checking doesn't take 2 to 3 hours. Waiting in line takes 2 to 3 hours. है ना बच्चों? Are you getting my point, everybody? So there is a separate, you can say, area where you can park your truck, and then when your number comes, you can go and check, get it verified, and then move ahead. Okay? So imagine at every state border, 2 to 3 hours are wasted. Now 2 to 3 hours, बच्चों, per delivery. Okay, Delia? Again, also while coming back, also let us say, fine. So just imagine if these things are removed. So how many number of hours you are saving, isn't it? Now how many hours you are saving? This was one single truck for one journey. Now you can see the number of hours saved multiplied बच्चों throughout the year, or number of deliveries whatever you are doing average in the year, है ना? So here what can happen? Can you do now more deliveries or no? Because the time is saving, you will come back also faster, na? Or your delivery will be faster. Effectively, if I say at least 1 or 2 days you are saving. So for per journey, if I'm saving 1 day, my number of days saved are now, I have lots of days saved or no, bacho. Basically, I can do now more journeys in a financial year or in a year. Yes, Celia, did you understand? That is something called as turnaround time. Basically, if the entire journey was earlier taking 10 days, now it is taking 8 days, I am saving 2 days. I can use, and that I can utilize those 2 days, na? Per journey, I am saying. That will maybe result into maybe 30 days per year, maybe savings, maybe. Okay? More business for everybody. Simple. है ना? It will improve बच्चों turnaround time of trucks and help logistic industries by increasing the, look at the example, by increasing the average distances traveled. Increasing the average distances traveled in the life or in the year of the truck, है ना? Reducing the travel time as well as the costs, labor, etc. बच्चों, obviously labor also is saved, na? If at all I have put a driver on per day basis, then my time is also saved. Okay, everybody? It is generated by electronic form number. Underline whatever is important form numbers, but all the form numbers you have to underline. Okay? In GST returns itself, we are going to have 10 to 12 forms. GST return chapter. Apart from that, though, whatever is there, just do it properly. Done till here? So it is generated by electronically in form GST EBB01 on common portal. It can be also generated through other modes also. Android app, SMS also, and all of that. Okay? The facility of generation, cancellation, updation, and assignment. Assignment, bachcho. Do you remember assignment from negotiable instruments chapter Mansi? है ना? You are assigning or endorsing a document. Same concept. Okay, assignment. So assignment of e-way bill is available. That this facility bachcho is available to supplier, recipient, and transporter. There are 3 parties involved bachcho in transport: supplier, recipient, and transporter. है ना? So this facility is available to all 3 of them. Obviously, common sense, they need to be registered. The supplier or the recipient bachcho, they need to be registered. Sorry. The prerequisite for generation of e-way bill is that person who generates the e-way bill should be a registered person on GST, obviously on GST portal. Okay? And he should register on the e-way bill portal using his GSTIN. Same department, but you're having 2-3 websites. So if you're registered, then but you should also register on the other website. But that is kind of automatic, no problem. Okay? If the transporter is generating the e-way bill, but he is not registered, that is quite possible. Not every transporter bachcho is registered. Okay? Under the GST law, it is mandatory for him to get enrolled on only e-way bill portal before generation of e-way bill to get 15-digit unique transporter ID. That is trans ID. Okay? Transporter ID. Identification number. Basically, even if transporter bachcho is not, where were we? Even if bachcho, do we have a login? Even if the transfer is not a registered person, new registration, yeah. We don't have GST. Oh, beta. We have to check that. See on registration, okay? Can you see that? Registrations. enrollment for transporters. Okay. For citizens also we have. My goodness, I am not doing that. Application for enrollment 35 too. Okay. For transporter, बच्चों, state, legal name, trade name, I mean business name if any, PAN, validate, वाह बेटा. Type of enrollment. Are you a warehouse, depot, go down, cold storage or transport services? Constitutional business means proprietor, firm, etc. etc. Okay. Particular principal based on business. Contact information. Name of proprietor or main person of the company. Wow. Login details, what do you want, time pass, verification. ठीक है? For transporter, is it okay everybody? Even if transporter is not a registered person, but he can register on the e-way website, e-way bill website. Is it okay? For that, बच्चों, what can he receive? This document, this number, sorry, 15-digit unique transporter ID. Is it okay? ओ बच्चों, transporter not registered under GST law, mandatory बच्चों to enroll on e-way bill website. ठीक है? So transient or transporter ID is unique number for unregistered transporter. Okay. Once he enrolls on the system, which is similar to GST just in format and is based on state code, PAN and checksum digit, this transient or transporter can be shared by the transporter with his clients. Clients means supplier or recipient, who may enter this number. Basically, he got an identification, okay, while generating the e-way bills for assigning the goods to him for transportation. Okay. All the rules we have to see. Ready? First of all, the first and foremost, when or why? Why do we have covered? When are we liable to create e-way bill? For every transport or something else? So here also we're going to check the threshold limit. So whenever there is a movement of goods of consignment value exceeding 50,000. Consignment value. Okay. In relation of a supply, for reasons other than supply, tell me the document name, bachcho. E-way bill will be accompanied with what? Over here, you have invoice. Over here, which you have delivery challan. Remember or no, nalayako? है ना? In both these cases, it will be accompanied with e-way bill only. And due to inward supply from unregistered person. Now, seller, bachcho, supplier is unregistered. He cannot generate e-way bill. The transporter can generate, or in that case, registered buyer can generate. Clear till here? Look at the example. If it is URD to URD, bachcho, what do you think? Who will generate the e-way bill? Tell me this. If the amount is more than 50,000, okay, who will generate? What do you think, bachcho? URD, remember na bachcho, what is URD? Unregistered dealer, है ना? I'll write down here, chalo. He is supplier and he is recipient. The seller and buyer, bachcho, both are unregistered. Who will generate the e-way bill? E-way bill has to be generated. That's why, bachcho, we saw something over here right now. Why? Okay. At that time, bachcho, the transporter will have to generate. हाँ या ना? Understood or no? If the value of consignment is more than 50,000 in India today, you have to have an e-way bill. Clear till here? अरे हाँ या ना? If it is RD to URD, then RD can do, bachcho. Who will generate e-way bill by? E-way bill. Or transporter. Is it okay? And RD to RD again. Same example. Anybody can do it. Let me use the word anybody. Okay, and what it was? You are ready to already. So बच्चों already. Or again what? Transporter. Is it okay? But basically you already cannot generate e-way bill. You write down this if you want.
Recording stopped.
Done all of you? चैट बॉक्स खुल ही नहीं रहा नितिन. चैट बॉक्स खोलता हूँ ना नितिन तो मैसेज गायब हो रहे, पता नहीं क्या नाटक है. ट्राई ना. नहीं, खुशबू का ही मैसेज है यार. डिले आ रहा है. डिले भी नहीं है. मानसी का मैसेज है. पता नहीं कुछ तो अजीब अजीब. एनीवेज वेयर वर वी?
Recording in progress.
We'll do it till here today only. Ready? Yeah, here I can see. Yes, Nitin. Anyways, let's just focus here. So, value बच्चों more than 50,000. Is it okay till here? Supply, other than supply, और inward supply. सर यूट्यूब पे कुछ लैग नहीं होता. सब क्लियर है. ओके इंद्रजीत फाइन. और बच्चों ड्यू टू इनवर्ड फ्रॉम अनरजिस्टर्ड. A rich person who causes movement of goods shall furnish information related to said goods in part A of form GST EWB 01. EWB 01 is e-way bill. Again it has बच्चों two parts, part A and part B. Okay, so who shall बच्चों fill the first part? Rich person, by the way. This तो we know. Okay everybody, I'm writing the word transporter because even transporter can be registered on e-way bill. Okay, so rich person who causes such movement of goods, that we are going to do in the next lecture. Okay, he will fill the part A. It is important and is to be should whether the movement is information furnished prior to commencement of movement, that is okay, and it may be for supply or other than supply also. And if transporter is itself supplier, wah bete, then doesn't matter. Main our point is what? That vehicle number has to be inserted. Okay. ठीक है बच्चों, that is it for right now. I'll cover other things in the next session then everybody. Okay. Hmm. 72 only ना. हाँ ठीक है. Fine everybody. I'll cover that one in the next session. Okay everybody. That is it for right now. For this session only also. Okay.
Recording stopped.
YouTube वालों बाय बाय. सर जब आप वाह बेटे बोलते हो ना तो तेरा कमेंट ही नहीं दिखता बेटा. लोग यूट्यूब वालों को बाय बोल. यूट्यूब वालों बाय बाय. लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब पक्के से जो भी रहेंगे ऑनलाइन. अच्छा कोई तो है वहाँ पे. अच्छा यू आर रिप्लाइंग मी देयर. ओके इंद्रजीत. ओके ओके बेटा.